Have you ever spoken to a child about birthdays? They're maybe 6 3/4 and they just can't wait till they're 7. And when they're 7, they maybe just can't wait until they're 8. But when you're older, I'll not say too much about that, but as we get older, birthdays seem to come around so much quicker. We don't seem to have to wait. Time seems to be passing so much quicker. You'd love sometimes just to put on the handbrake a little bit and slow things down as one birthday seems to roll after another. Lovely hymn speaks about time. When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and time shall be no more. Isn't that a wonderful thought today? And time shall be no more. Eternity. There'll not be time like pressure to go to some appointment at a certain time, not to be at work at a certain time, not to have to do something for a certain deadline. When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and time shall be no more, and the morning breaks eternal, bright and fair, when the saved on earth shall gather over on the other shore, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. Thinking about time and eternity today, but also the time that God gives us to prepare for eternity. That final, and the roll is called up yonder. Some older words, of course, but a roll call, something that's done. Maybe you remember that at school, maybe in some organization, the roll call. The roll is called up yonder. I'll be there. Can you be sure in saying that today? That when the roll is called up yonder, you will be there. Ecclesiastes 3 is, of course, a famous passage referring to time. It says in Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1, if you have a Bible, please even look this up today and think about it. For everything, there's a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time for different things in our lives. But surely the time, the most important thing that we could use with our time is coming to know Jesus, is really considering, where will I spend eternity? Will I be with Christ for all eternity? And you can know that assurance today. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, Paul here says, verse 1, working together with him then, we appeal to you not to receive the grace of God in vain, not to walk away from it. Maybe you've been a believer, you are a believer, and maybe have grown cold to the things of God. Not to receive the grace of God in vain. For he says, in a favourable time I listened to you, and on a day of salvation I have helped you. And then there's always this but. But now is the favourable time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. That word procrastinate we put off till tomorrow. What we should do today so often. How many things in life have I not put off? The things you don't really want to do. Maybe the garage that you don't want to rent out. There's something that needs done around the house. I'm not sure what it is with you. Maybe the car needs washed, whatever it happens to be. And you're thinking, I'll put it off. There's certain things we can put off, and it doesn't overly matter. It's not going to be something in eternity that's going to fully matter. But there's things that we cannot put off. Now is the day of salvation. We turn to Hebrews as well. That same morning, today it says in Hebrews 3 and 7, if you hear his voice, Are you listening? Is his voice speaking to you? Maybe as a believer today, just that encouragement today in closing, when the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, your name is there. You are in Christ. Nothing can separate us from the love of Christ. You've maybe given your life to Jesus. You're serving Jesus. You're wanting to be with Christ forevermore. And that roll is called up yonder. You will be there, not because of what you have done or what I have done, but because of what he has done. We have received his righteousness. And you today who don't know that righteousness, don't know that forgiveness of sins, I really and very earnestly beg of you, now is the day of salvation. Please don't put it off. Please don't push this to another day. Another day can be too late. People pass away. People who you never expected to pass away. All of a sudden, a heart attack, whatever else. An accident. Life can end so suddenly. Are you prepared when the roll is called up yonder to know that your name will be on that roll? Rejoice today if your name is written in heaven. If not, cry out to Christ today to save you. Thank you once again very much for listening, and please be in touch if there's anything we can help you with. May God bless you.